What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Before we get into it, I just feel obligated to say rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. The world is a darker place without you. And I hope that everybody here who's watching this, whether you're left or right, that you say a prayer for his family, for his daughter and his son and his wife, who will grow up without him. Whether you're left or right, I hope we can all agree that being shot down in the street like a dog in cold-blooded murder is not the way to handle things. That the way to handle things is to have an open dialogue between two people if you have differences. Because if you want a resolution that is peaceful, you cannot have it without an open dialogue. And that's what Charlie believed in. That's what he said, word for, maybe not word for word. I'm paraphrasing in my own way, but those are his words. And I just hope that this incident doesn't allow good people to turn themselves into monsters. Remember who you are. Remember your humanity. Keep the dialogue open. Charlie never wanted violence, but he wasn't afraid of it. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And may God and the universe and whatever energies are out there be with you and your family. Let's get started, all right? Here we are at about $113.9 thousand. 22 hours left in the day. We had a nice move up yesterday, you guys. We really did. 2% to the upside. Above average volume here on Binance. This chart has the most volume out of any chart in crypto. That is a breakout move. With decent volume, you got the close. Now we just need confirmation. Confirmation in the form of continuation, or at least not an immediate rejection. I think we could come back down to about 112K and still look to confirm this as a low. It looks like I might be proven wrong on the whole thought that we were going to go lower. It's very possible that this is a bull trap, and that's why confirmation is necessary, because we could very well see the price tank today. And if we get some kind of harsh rejection, not just a little correction, not just a test back to prior areas of resistance, but a harsh rejection, something like this, or something like this, or something like this. If we get anything like that today, then it's very clear that we are going lower. I'm still holding out for the low, but at this point in time, I'd say the odds are not in my favor, okay? It really does depend on today, what we do here. If this is the low, then we will close here or higher. If we go below this low, we're going to get a harsh rejection today. Let's see if there's any implications in the charts that would suggest that we're going to get something like that, okay? Let's see. Hold on. Waiting for this thing to load over here. All right. Let's see. Okay. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. Something's going on with my computer. Hold on. Okay, there we go. 1 hour time frame here. We do have bearish divergence, do we? Yes, we do have bearish divergence. We're making this move up on the 1 hour, and there's no volume. There was some volume here, but there's no volume here at all. It's actually sub-average, which we haven't seen really for a second. Bearish divergence on the RSI, bearish divergence on the stochastics. No bearish divergence yet on the MACD, but you might not need it to turn down. MACD is a little bit less reliable on the 1 hour time frame anyways, so looking like you do want to come down. But again, coming down from here does not necessarily mean that you're going to get a harsh rejection, though we have seen those happen before, and then we came back up from them afterwards. As long as you're holding above 112K, I think that you're fine. I really do think that you're fine and that you'd move up higher. The 1 hour time frame does look like it wants to take a little bit of a break, but that doesn't mean that we're geared to see lower lows, okay? Looking at the liquidations, I want to see over the past 30 days how much it's changed. Wow. We used to have $20 billion in shorts, you guys, and there was about, at one point at the lows, there's like $4 or $5 billion in longs. Now there's 16 in shorts and 13 in longs. We piled on a lot of longs over the past week, you guys. It's insane. 7-day time frame here. The longs outweigh the shorts tremendously. And we clear out most of them at about $106,000, which, if you remember, that is the target area that we've been defining now for a solid bit of time. And over the past day, I'm actually surprised how many shorts there are versus longs. You know, if we continue to short as we go up, if the longs 3 billion versus 2.4 billion, that's a lot of longs, to be fair. But if we continue to short on the way up, we might have the fuel that we need to continue to move higher. Absolutely. Bitcoin here, to validate that the low is in, we'll need to get above this high ultimately, right? On a daily closing basis. That means that we'll have to close here at about $117,000. We're at 114 now, just below there. But if we can close at 116.9 to 117K on a daily closing basis, we get above this high, period. We validate this as a low. It's starting to look really good. Things are looking good. The 1 hour looks like you want to come down a little bit, but again, that doesn't mean that we're obligated to go lower. The 4 hour RSI is a bit held back, yet bullish, right? You want to get into the overbought zone. You don't want to be timid like you have been, but you're at least not getting anywhere really near your 40. And if you do, you're just bouncing right off it. So you really do look strong. You look postured, well postured to move up. And what it truly looks like, if we're looking at this on a 4 hour time frame, is like you have an uptrend, higher lows here, higher highs here. You have an uptrend. We should be getting to that exciting part where we're starting to get overbought more. If we get overbought on this 4 hour time frame, you guys, we're probably going to make that move to 117K, in which case I'll be proven wrong. I think I would be proven wrong at that point. There's no way to cut it. But if this is a bear trap or a bull trap, again, if this is a bull trap, we should see some kind of harsh rejection here pretty damn soon. Stochastics look bullish. The MACD looks bullish. RSI looks bullish. Can't deny it. Looking at the daily time frame here. The daily time frame does look a little bearish with these lower highs. You are at an area to reject at the 60 here. I'm very surprised that we had the positive reaction here, but hey, whatever. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Looking at the stochastics, we're in that bullish overbought zone, very bullish. The MACD is overall bearish, but looking like you want to come up and cross. You are at a point where you could reject on the stochastics, but as far as the RSI and the MACD is concerned, it looks like you want to keep going. And the stochastics can stay overbought for quite some time. So we're looking for some upside, guys. 1 hour time frame looks like it wants to come down. I don't think it means that we go down to 112K. I'm just saying 112K needs to hold. We can wick below it, but close above it, right? And if we don't move down at all, if the 1 hour's overtaken by the, if it's overtaken by the 4 hour or the daily time frame with its bullishness and we just continue to move up, or if we move down a little bit and it's insignificant, we're at 113.9K now, we move down to like 113.2K, whatever. We don't even get below 113K. If we just continue to move up, you guys, that 116.9K area would validate that this is the low. Okay. We have broken out. Now we need continuation. Until we get continuation, we do not have confirmation. Once we have confirmation, I will say that we have the low, that it's there. But I'm being hesitant only because Bitcoin has been rather tricky in this shakeout. It's been an intense shakeout while it lasted. A lot of people were pretty bearish at the lows, right? I'm not pretty bearish. I don't think, when I say pretty bearish, I mean it's the bear market, bull market's over. We're going to 60K. See you in 2 years. Whatever. You know, like that's not what's going to happen. I never thought that, but I did think that we'd drop. You know, from here 107.3K. I did think that we go down to about 106 to 102, somewhere in there. Specifically that 106, 104K area, 105, 104K area. But it's very possible that that's no longer happening. But we need to wait. We still are at prior areas of support where we could find resistance. If we're looking at this here from a low or a high to a low, we're just above the 382. Closing above this 382 is very, very implicative of the bullish effect, okay? If today closes here or higher, or even if it closes above 113.5K, all you got to do is close above 113.5K. If you do that, I will be convinced that the low is in. Today could be neutral as hell. We don't do anything at all. We could move down. We could move below 112K, but if we come back up and close above 113.5K, the low is in. But if we get some kind of harsh rejection here, we get above the 382 just to come back down to the 236, the odds would very much favor that we do go lower, and the liquidations would favor that as well. And again, the area that we'd expect would be about 106K or lower, okay? Looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame, I don't really see much that would imply that in itself. Maybe a little turbulence here in the beginning, but things are looking pretty good. So I'm getting my white flag out. I'm ready to wave it if we get the results that we're looking for today. Overall, it's kind of funny how I'm making this video, but overall I'm maintaining the stance that we're going to see a lower low, but I wouldn't be surprised at all at this point. I'm calling for us to move up at the same time right now. We'll see how it goes. I'm definitely not, whenever we move up, I'm definitely not going to be like, I was right, because hell no, I wasn't. I called for us to go lower than this low, but we'll see. At this point, I would say that I am expecting us to move up, but we could have some kind of major correction. And if that does happen today, lower lows it is. 4-hour time frame looks good. 1-hour time frame looks good. Daily time frame, it looks good as well, in all fairness. I just don't like the RSI with the lower highs. But overall, it looks really good. So that's all I got. If we are moving up higher, September really is going to be a green month after all. And let's see. I'm just curious here. What do we do? Right off the golden ratio, excluding the fake out, that's right at the golden ratio. It's perfect. If we are moving higher, the target area would be that by the end of this month, we would probably be either at new all-time highs or at least around our all-time highs. I would think 130 to 136K is very attainable by the end of this month, if not more, right? Remember, in the beginning of the month, we were calling for the month to start off on a red note but end on a bullish note, looking for a month that closes overall greater than 8% in September. And so far, we're off to a pretty damn good start to that, but just not off to the good start of going down. It's very possible, again, it is very possible that we can go below this low. But the possibility dwindles the more time that we spend up here. Okay. And so much so, I would even say that if we close here at all, or higher, or even just a little bit lower, above 113.5K, if we close here today, then at that point I would say it is the low. It is the low. If we get above here today, at that point I would say it is the low. Okay. Confirmation awaits. We'll see how it goes. Hit the like button. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. The world is a darker place without you. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.